The Kremlin pointed to the new deployments as evidence of NATO aggressive posturing, blaming NATO for the rise in tensions. As Russian forces amass on Ukraine border, NATO deploys ships and fighter jets. EU foreign ministers meet in Brussels in effort to show unprecedented unity in face of Putin's threats to invade Ukraine. Western powers pledged to provide Ukraine with more money and send additional assistance to overcome Russian aggression. The new NATO strategy is starting to develop. It has been updated approximately every 10 years to take account of changes to the global security environment and make sure the alliance is prepared for the future. Politically, this strategic concept occupies a place second only to the Washington Treaty, which forms the basis of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. The last strategic concept was adopted at the Lisbon Summit in 2010. The new one will build on elements of the 2010 concept that are still relevant. At the Brussels Summit in June 2021, NATO leaders agreed to develop the next strategic concept in time for the Madrid Summit in June 2022.
The Madrid strategic concept will reflect the new security environment, recommit to our values, and reaffirm our unity, ensuring that our alliance is fit for the future.
This is happening against the background of Russia's growing troops on the border with Ukraine and the risk of full-scale war. NATO and Russian aggression is one of the current topics, as NATO has agreed that Russian aggressive actions remain the most important threat to Euro-Atlantic security. It is extensively discussed in the Brussels Summit communiqué. Since 2014, NATO has aimed to deter Moscow from taking hostile actions against its member states and to strengthen its own ability to collectively defend endangered allies, in parallel to the US military activity.
At the same time, NATO remains ready to continue dialogue with Russia. Let me be clear, NATO will not compromise on core principles. We stand for the right of each nation to choose its own alliances, and NATO's door remains open. While NATO cooperates closely with Finland and Sweden, we fully respect your strong and independent security policies.
NATO and the threats posed by China is one more component, according to the Center for Eastern Studies. At the Brussels Summit, the allies took a measured approach towards Beijing, although they toughened their earlier stance. China's growing influence and international policies can present challenges that we need to address together as an alliance. According to NATO, China's ambitions and assertive behavior present systemic challenges to the rules-based international order.
We hope that NATO will establish a correct view of China, take a rational views of Chinese development and domestic and foreign policies, and do things that are conducive to international security and stability.
One of the main topics is NATO and the US-EU coalition. The dialogue between the United States and the European Union on economic, trade, climate and security policy, in which the current US administration has decided to engage in, is becoming increasingly important. The US-EU summit took place the day after the NATO leaders meeting in Brussels. It is within the US-EU dialogue, and to a lesser extent within the alliance itself, that the consultations on key issues related to China in the technological and economic areas will take place. Moreover, the high-level US-EU dialogue has been extended to include policy coordination towards Russia. Inna Kosinska, Roman Smoler, UATV News.